everybody, this is Brooke, aka Supernatural Summer 34, and today we are back at it with another Create-A-Sim. Now, I do realize that this is my fourth video this month, while also being my third Create-A-Sim this month, but I have been in such a mood to create Sims, and I spent a while getting my week of Christmas ready, so that means I created 6 Sims for that, and then I made this one, and there was also my Sim self, along with the Sim I made for the skin tone update, so that makes 9 Sims that I've made in the past week, and those are just the ones I'm posting about. I spent a long time getting the Christmas Sims ready, and I adore them. They look so good, and I actually took the time to gather their CC and put it in a post, so that'll be linked in those videos. But on to the main topic of the video. So I've decided that talking about the actual Sims and stuff during voiceovers is actually like really boring, so I decided that I'm going to start talking about other things. So this video, I thought I would tell some embarrassing stories about me as a small child, because there are a lot of them. So the first one happened when I was in 2nd grade, and I was at lunch. My sister is in the grade below me, and she happened to have lunch at the same time as me. So I was watching her because I'm the older sister and she's a 1st grader, so I was protective. But her grade gets up to go to recess, and I follow them? Like, I swear I was in a goddamn trance, because I cannot fathom any other reason why I followed the 1st graders out of that lunchroom. But like I said, I followed them, but I was like in the middle of the group, so no one really noticed that there was this 2nd grader amongst the little kids. We get out, and I snap out of my trance, and I look around like, what in the world am I doing out here? So I walk back towards the doors, and they're locked. Little 2nd grade me begins to panic, because what if I get in trouble? What if they think I'm trying to skip school? So I resolved to stand near the dumpsters, which are a ways away from the playground, and wait until my grade came out for recess and just have like 2 recesses. But this recess supervisor sees me. Now, I hate this recess supervisor with a passion. She just kind of sucks as a human being. She got a job as a recess supervisor, even though she doesn't like kids, and decided, well, I'm kind of stuck with this career choice. Maybe I'll just torture them. Like, this chick is Filch from Harry Potter. But she sees me and she yells at me, so I start crying, as you do. If you don't know this by now, I'm going to tell you I am a crybaby. I always have been. I cry over literally anything. And little 2nd grade me was so stressed that I just start bawling. And she sees me and she recognizes me. So she asks me what the fudge I'm doing outside. And I'm like blubbering. There's snot running down my face. I can't breathe. I can't speak. So she uses her walkie-talkie. By the way, who the fudge named walkie-talkies? But she uses her walkie-talkie and is like, so we have an idiot out on the eastern playground. Our school has 2 playgrounds, by the way. That's not relevant in any way, but I hear about how most schools only have 1, so I decided to mention it. But this other recess supervisor comes to collect me, and she is so nice, by the way. Her name was Miss Lisa, and she would go down the slide with us and play and all that. She was great. But they escort me inside, and Lisa is reassuring me that I'm not going to get in trouble, but I just continue crying, so they let me calm down in the office. That's kind of a lame ending, but Jesus, can you believe how much of a teacher's pet and a crybaby I was in 2nd grade? But back onto the other recess supervisor, the jerk. I'm not even going to give her a fake name simply because she's that horrible. She was Mrs. Morgan. But at lunch one day, I'd gotten an ice cream sandwich. My mom was working at Burger King at the time, so I got hot lunch. So the fact that my mom was able to get me $1 for some ice cream was amazing. And this was the 2nd day it happened in a row. But that didn't make it any less amazing. I don't remember what they were serving at lunch that day, but it was probably a disgusting calzone that they had the nerve to call pizza. The smell of that stuff still makes me nauseous, but everyone at school loved it. But it was probably something like that. And I decided I'm not eating that, because why the fudge would I eat something I don't like? That's something I'll never understand, the idea that you can't knock it till you try it. Like, yes, I can, and I will. I'm going to make a comparison about poop, and it's valid simply because the idea of being forced to eat that calzone was just as bad as the idea of eating poop to me. But I can look at poop and know that I'm not going to like it. I can tell what the texture is. I can smell it. I know I'm not going to like it. And adults would always argue, well, you like the things in it, so why can't you eat it? I liked the things that made my poop too, but you don't see me shoveling it into my mouth. But little Brooke had that mindset too, so she ate her ice cream sandwich and then threw the rest of her lunch away. But wouldn't you know, Mrs. Morgan catches me. She stomps over to me, her fanny pack jiggling and her eyes alight with a fury that would rival a dragon's breath. And she says, "This is the second day in a row you've thrown away your lunch and only eaten the ice cream sandwich and a carton of milk. You're sitting on the bench for recess today." And I was just sitting there like, what? Hold on, I am so confused. Could you explain? And she must read that expression on my face because she starts talking about the starving kids in Africa and how they would lick the dirt off of my shoe if it would fill their stomach. Now, I didn't have a good comeback at the time because I was literally under 10 years old, but now I know exactly what I would have said. Does the school give our wasted food to starving kids in Africa? All those leftovers, do those get shipped to Africa so that they can eat? Because Mrs. Morgan, I am an 8-year-old in America, so I cannot do anything to help those starving kids. I am not going to be held personally responsible for a starving child in Africa because I threw away a calzone. But I didn't say that, so I sat on the bench for 3 days during recess. But one more story with Mrs. Morgan. This one didn't even happen while I was in elementary school, so keep that in mind. It's my sister's last day in elementary school. She's in 4th grade, so obviously she's still at her elementary school, and she doesn't come out of the door after school. I waited there for a solid 5 minutes, watched the parents pick up their kids, and then I start panicking. So I'm like dashing between the doors of the school looking for my little sister, and keep in mind that there is literally like no one there. But I'm running, looking for my sister, and Mrs. Morgan goes, "No running, Brooke. You should know this by now." Y'all, I wish I would have flipped Mrs. Morgan off. I honestly do. Because guess what? I don't go to that school anymore. So what the fudge was she going to do about it? But instead, I found my sister, and we drove home, and I haven't seen Mrs. Morgan since then. But we are coming up on the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you all soon.